Hello everybody, Razorblade Mango here, and today I want to talk about a subject that I'm pretty sure some of you will, expected me to talk about this eventually, so here it is, Star Wars Battlefront 2's microtransactions. I held off on talking about this initially because a couple weeks ago I already knew that this was happening. I already knew that Star Wars Battlefront 2 was going to get microtransactions. They confirmed it a couple days after the EA conference at E3, and I'm not surprised because quite literally when I was watching that conference, and Mario can attest to this if he hears this video, the first thing I said out loud when it was announced that Star Wars Battlefront 2, all the future DLC was going to be free, the first thing that I said was, what's the catch? That was literally the first thing I said, because I know when I hear a big company like this say that all DLC is going to be free, my first reaction is never, oh wow, nice. My first reaction is, what's the trade-off? What's the opposite end of the coin? Because, as we all know these days, you can't just get DLC. Oh, actually, in very rare cases, you can get free DLC. But there is always some trade-off here. And, of course, as I expected, the trade-off is microtransactions in Star Wars Battlefront 2. And when I put up a post for it on my Facebook page to my friends, I got quite a bit of pushback from it. I was surprised that a lot of people just seemed to not, I guess, have a problem with it, even with it being EA. And I guess the terminology of them saying that it would not be pay to win at the time is what lessened the blow for a lot of people. And I can respect that. If you're not bothered by microtransactions, if they're just purely cosmetic, I totally respect that. That's you. I am in a completely different camp where I think microtransactions in any $60 game are concerning at the very least, scummy at the worst, but I guess I can understand, the pushback that I got initially. Even I can understand the pushback that I got for the Injustice 2 video that I did, even though I still think those source crystals can fuck right off. Now we have Star Wars Battlefront, and we're getting the loot boxes for those. And originally, like I said, I wasn't going to make a video on this because I didn't know the specifics of what these loot crates contained, or loot boxes, or whatever they're called. Loot boxes, loot crates, who cares anymore? But I didn't know. I didn't know specifically what was going to be offered in these. I assumed that it was going to be the star cards. That's what I thought when I read the article initially from IGN a couple weeks ago. And a lot of people were hoping that would be more, just purely cosmetic, like what Overwatch does. But we finally got the official details on what is going to be in these loot crates. And we got them via a couple of videos from Battlefront Updates, which is a YouTube channel. And I'll post a link to the videos in the description box below. That through a couple of videos sponsored by EA, they were able to show off the closed alpha of the game. What these loot crates were going to be like, what the progression system was going to be like, and how star cards are used in the game. And the thing that I found the most interesting about this whole reveal was that it basically confirmed my worst fear, in a sense. Now, I do have to stress that, yes, for the sake of argument, yes, this is just an alpha. This is not the final game. There are things that could change. I understand that. However, considering we are, like, less than 5 months away from release, I really don't know how much is going to change, considering this is EA as well. And for all I know, these could actually get worse. From what I understand from the alpha, the chances were amped up so that you would get epics and legendary star cards more frequently. But I'm pretty sure that percentage is going to be significantly scaled down for the final release. They're just going to do a Mortal Kombat thing. And basically what these microtransactions are, they are, like I said, like I predicted, are tied into the star cards. Now, if you remember the star cards from the original Battlefront, they are either like these one-off charge attacks, or they are like permanent spots in your inventory, like grenades or sniper shots, bubble shields, shit like that. And the way, from what I understand, the star card system has been kind of revamped in this game, and they're treated, the best description I can come up with, the best comparison I can come up with for this are, if anyone remembers Halo 5's microtransactions, where they added in these requisition cards, requisition system, where it was only limited to one mode. It was the I think it was like Warzone mode or something like that, where it basically was where you would earn these card packs and you'd be able to get these like one-off super powerful attacks. But the problem was with these cards is that if someone was just rich enough to get all of like the gold packs, which came with all the higher chance of the epic loot, you'd be able to like dominate the battlefield with this stuff. It was, my opinion at least, it was pay to win. And I really, really disliked that system. That was one of the worst systems I've seen in recent memory. Right up there with Call of Duty's supply drops, which are, at this point, are pay to win. Now, here is where I am really concerned about these Battlefront 2 microtransactions. Is that they're basically taking the Overwatch approach, where they're divided by common, uncommon, legendary, and rare. Or epic, sorry. And you get, in these star packs, you either get a star card, you either get crafting material, which will allow you to upgrade your star cards from, uncommon to legendary, legendary to epic. And I think credits as well, which you can use to buy more loot crates, I guess. That is the progression system of Star Wars Battlefront 2. They're taking the Overwatch approach, where you are just grinding for loot boxes, and you open the loot boxes for these star cards. The problem here is that these star cards are not cosmetic. They actually do provide, even if it's a slight edge, it is an edge nonetheless. They provide an edge on the battlefield in terms of power-ups. These include more health, power-up weapons, damage boosts, and others, including, I think, I'm reading from Eurogamer as well, and it says one of them has like a healing effect for nearby allies. And apparently, if you get duplicate star cards, they'll be automatically converted into crafting material or whatever the hell. And of course, of course, EA has got to come in and defend this. You can you can earn these loot crates by playing the game. You don't need to grind to play the game. You don't need to buy money for this. But the issue with this, and again, this is something that I'm not going to fully damn yet, because this is just an alpha. However, it is very, very concerning, because if this system is not properly balanced, it could get wildly out of control. Even like I said, even if it is a very slight boost, if you get someone in there that is rich enough and is able to buy all these crates and get all these epic cards or whatever, you could go in and fuck shit up. And that's not just limited to basic infantry. These are star cards that could be used for the heroes. So you're already massively powerful hero. You're already Darth Maul running around chopping people in half. But how is that going to get even worse when you have these like epic star cards attached to it? What you like every time you kill someone you get like a healing bonus or something like that? I don't know. I don't know. And I understand the people that are going to come in and go, well, you don't have to buy into the microtransactions. You can just play them because you play the game. You can get them from the game. I care that they're there. I care that they're there to begin with, and that could potentially be this big game-breaking thing. Now, I understand the people, like I said, the people that disagree with me on cosmetic-only microtransactions. Fine. My subscribers, personal friends, shit like that. Can we at least agree, though? Can you at least walk with me to that point where we find this? Like, can we at least agree that this Battlefront 2 system comes off as rather icky, in that it could be exploited like crazy if EA and DICE do not come in and wrestle control of this? Where if EA, and I know EA very well, I don't trust EA, and like the only thing I see from this situation is just the worst case scenario. I'm sorry, I hate to be the pessimistic one about this, but anytime I see these microtransaction systems in EA games, Activision games, Ubisoft games, anything, I see them being taken to the worst case scenario, where this could potentially break the progression system, where EA could come in and whisper into DICE's ear, hey, you might want to slow progression down so they're more tempted to get microtransactions. And I've said this before with the Injustice 2 ones. I've said this before with the Rocket League ones. I've said this before with the Overwatch ones and the fucking For Honor ones and all these other games that have done it. There is no way, even in good ones, there is no way they don't fuck with the progression system somehow to make it more tempting to buy these microtransactions. And I especially believe that with EA, where they could just screw this whole thing up. And the funny thing too, the thing that I've noticed about EA in the years that I've followed them, and like all this whole generation, even before all that, is that they love copying Activision. And like, take a look back in the day. Hey, Call of Duty map packs are selling extremely well. Let's add those to Battlefield. Hey, Call of Duty is selling extremely well. It's all grim and brown and shitty, grim military shit. Let's turn Medal of Honor into that. Let's turn Battlefield into that. Let's take that nice, bubbly, nice, cool-looking Insomniac shooter and turn that into Fuse, this miserable pile of shit. Let's do that. Hey, Activision's got Destiny. We need a game like that. BioWare, fuck Andromeda, start making us Anthem. Make us Anthem. And now with this, they're basically taking the popularity of the Overwatch microtransaction system, and it's a bleed over effect. Hey, Overwatch is doing it. Overwatch makes money from it. Let's do it in Star Wars Battlefront 2. And it's disappointing. That's the big thing I have towards this, is that if this really is going to turn as bad of a case as I think it will, and I'm gonna be the negative Nelly here. I'm gonna say this is gonna turn into a big problem with Star Wars Battlefront 2. It makes me not want to buy it. In all honesty, when this story broke that this microtransaction system was in place, a lot of my desire to play it, a lot of my desire to buy it just immediately disappeared. And I know I'm not the only one that shares that sentiment. I've seen a lot of people look at this and go, I'm not fucking buying that. Are you kidding me? And can you blame them, honestly, with this kind of progression system in there? And it's sad that like all the hard work that that Motive did, and all the hard work that DICE did, all the hard work that Criterion did, creating this game, and even if it turns out to be amazing, yeah, I'll rent it for the campaign, I'll dick around with the multiplayer for a little bit, but I really don't have a desire to buy it, and that's all because of this microtransaction system. And that may seem like, such a small, insignificant thing in the grand scheme of things, but you gotta understand, like, if I haven't explained well how these systems fuck with a game overall, then I haven't been doing a good job. I guess you guys will just never get it. Like, why I believe that these microtransaction systems really do fundamentally change how a game is played, and I definitely see that with Star Wars Battlefront 2. And seeing this ability to add star cards in and buy these star cards, and yes, now you can literally buy star cards, and it's this random loot drop generator thing like Overwatch, and this is one of the worst case scenarios. It's a random loot drop system that adds in possible pay-to-win microtransactions. That's what it is. That's the truth. And I need to see more on this before I go into, like, fly into an angry rant. I need to see more on this because, again, this is just an alpha. This could change. However, I don't think it will. Or if it does change, it's just going to be for the worse. Like I said, they decrease percentage, upscale the rarity. That's how it works. But yeah, it's really sad because I wanted to play it. I was going to have that be my November game, but I guess I'm just going to have to stick with Ni no Kuni 2 at this point because I just don't want to buy into this. Even the good cases where I've seen, and I think there's like very rare cases where like microtransactions are in the game, but I feel like it's fair. I think Garden Warfare 2 and GTA 5 are like some of the few exceptions I can think of. But yeah, it's depressing. And for all the people out there that are saying that this is a fair trade-off, and I've seen this argument for years where people will go on and on about how, oh, well, they need this microtransaction system if they want to make money. You can't just give out free DLC like this and expect all this stuff to just be free. It's got to pay for itself, but you got to have this microtransaction system in it. You have to. Well, no, you don't. You really, really don't. Look at Titanfall 2. Ironically, another EA title where they don't have microtransactions in it. They have packs, occasionally release packs that come with camos, new skins, new Prime Titans that don't affect gameplay. And you buy it and you're done. No random loot drop number generator thing. No gambling, no none of that. It's just, you get it, you buy it, you're done. There is a limit to how much you can spend in Titanfall 2, as far as monetary goes. There is no limit to this in Star Wars Battlefront 2. There are better ways to implement this system. This is not one of them. And come on, do you honestly think EA is starving for money at this point? They own Star Wars. Star Wars is gonna make money. I bet you anything they could easily afford all the DLC coming out. All the free DLC. They could easily afford to make all of that. But no, the reason they're doing this is because they're greedy and they want to make even more money, and because this microtransaction system doesn't have a financial limit. It only goes up, and that's all EA cares about. So anyway, that's my video on why I think these microtransactions are shit, or possibly could get even worse, and why I think I probably will not be buying Star Wars Battlefront 2, which is disappointing because I was rather looking forward to it and I wanted to play it with friends, and now I don't want to play it if this system is in place. It makes me sad. It just disappoints me. Anywho, thank you guys for watching. If you like what you see, subscribe. Let me know what you think about the whole Star Wars Battlefront 2 microtransactions. If you agree with me, if you disagree with me, leave a comment. And as always, thank you everyone for watching. Have a good one, guys. Take care.